So hey guys, in writing news, I am currently working on one of these Egyptian stories for the soon-to-be announced anthology project, and it's going pretty well. I had to go back and tweak some stuff, but so far it's on target to be finished by the date I need to theoretically be starting the next one. So I haven't decided what I'm going to work on after this, but we'll see what tickles my fancy. Um, it was my birthday this past Thursday. For the most part, it was pretty low key. Of course, generally speaking, they usually are. Um, because of COVID, there's not a lot of stuff open, even if I was inclined to go do something. So, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff going on, but for the most part, I just kind of, just let myself do what I felt like without being guilty about what I was supposed to be doing or any of that stuff. So, I slept a little late. We did some errands. I got a creme something blended cold drink at Starbucks that was pretty good. And, I pretty much had the afternoon to do whatever I felt like. I did some reading, including a book that I'll probably end up reviewing when I finish it. And I did a little gaming and just kind of whatever felt right. Um, you know, we watched Avengers: Age of Ultron for dinner, and we ordered a pizza. And for dessert, we had a Dutch apple pie, which, I love apple pie. I mean, I love pie instead of cake because, generally speaking, I'm not a big cake fan. I never have been. I mean, I'll eat it if it's there, but it's, if you give me a choice between pie and cake, I'll choose pie every time. And in this particular case, I just felt like a Dutch apple pie because I was like the crumb kind of crust rather than like the lattice. And, so rarely do we ever have a full pie around the house for the most obvious reason that there's only two of us. And generally speaking, we are trying to avoid sugar and such. But, this being a special occasion, I decided an exception was made because, I didn't know what else to do for dessert. We don't usually do like a birthday cake or something like that, but pie was good. And for the most part, it was pretty nice. Um, got some DVDs and let's see, a couple of other assorted items that I got a little Grumpy Bear that I'm going to put on my desk at work for the few days that I ever actually get to sit there, because right now, between telecommuting and being at the desk in the front, I'm hardly ever seeing my actual workstation right now. But let's see, I got a nice professional gaming headset, which hopefully will be related to something else I'll be talking about in a little while. And let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, some bath bombs, which are shaped like food because I've been on the search for a while to find the perfect bath bombs, because usually at least once a week I like to take a bath and just chill out for a while, just shut my brain off and just veg, and that's kind of my happy time, my decompression for the week. And the last set that I bought, it kind of just dissolves rather than doing anything spectacular. But this set seems to be doing pretty well. Shrag had gotten me a set that was really good, but we haven't been able to figure out which one, so we haven't been able to duplicate it. I remember the brand was Life 2 Angels or something, but anyway, I guess that's about it. I got a Sailor Moon manga, which I don't read a lot of manga, but I kind of want to. Mostly it's just because things to read usually end up getting it's hard for me to find time to specifically dedicate to reading. Mostly just because I spend a lot of time staring at screens with tiny text, doing other things, writing, checking my social media, that sort of thing. So I'm not always up for reading yet another thing on a screen, or even just in paper form. But I like to do it. It helps. I think it's all good stuff. But let's see. I guess that's about it as far as the notable stuff. If you were let's see, if you're following Star Trek news, they've finally shown us a trailer for the new Star Trek animated series Lower Decks. and it looks like it'll be entertaining. I've seen a couple of negative YouTube reviews on it already, and it kind of seems to me like, I realize everybody's entitled to their opinion, but personally, I would just rather wait until I've seen an episode of the show before I say anything. And even if the ultimate impression turns out to be negative, I kind of think that, at least for me anyway, I'm one of those folks that I just am happy to have more Star Trek in whatever form it happens to be in. If it's not your favorite show, if it's not a show that resonates with you, I get that. It's totally understandable. So then just don't watch it. The benefit of having so many Star Trek series and having the Star Trek universe be so broad in terms of time period and options and themes and everything else, pick what you like. Pick what you like and just don't watch what you don't. And just let everybody else enjoy the part that you don't care for. I've seen a lot of people that for some reason have this hard line between pre-2009 Star Trek and post-2009 Star Trek. And the thing that I think that they're overlooking, at least from my point of view, is that Star Trek effectively was stalled after 2005. And I think probably that, it was definitely a little bit of franchise fatigue because we've had constant new Star Trek produced for close to 18 years. And when the Enterprise was canceled, which, I still regret, I wish it had gone for at least one more season. I've had my own issues with Enterprise. Personally, I would have tweaked it a bit, but this is neither here nor there. And I think that the series really could have gone another year, but I understood why it ended and why it was canceled. Just, why Star Trek just kind of needed a breather to reinvent itself. And I feel like the Kelvin timeline did a good amount to do that because it made a lot of money. It, I think, introduced Star Trek to new fans that never would have seen it otherwise. And I kind of have a feeling that, the resurgence that we've seen in recent years with Star Trek Discovery, with Star Trek Picard, with Star Trek Lower Decks, with Star Trek Strange New Worlds, with Star Trek Section 31, it's like, how can you not just be grateful and be beyond happy that this franchise that has been going for over 50 years is still producing new content? I just don't understand why, people just don't like it. But, again, I respect that opinion, and if that's, I'm sure you can probably come up with a million reasons why you think that it's strayed from the path, but I don't really want to talk about that here. Let's just say that, at least for me, I'm just happy that we have more. And the last thing I want to say before I wrap up this vlog is that I have explored the possibility, and I will be integrating some video game content into my offerings here on YouTube to hopefully grow my audience and hopefully offer a few more options for things that I can give you guys. And I'll be talking more about that as things progress. But for right now, I had contacted because let me back up for a second. I was generally kind of nervous about using content that I did not create for a long time, just because I didn't want to get any strikes against my account or step on any toes, because I'm big about doing things the right way, asking permission, all that other kinds of things. Maybe everybody does it, but it doesn't mean that it's right, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to get in trouble for it, and it doesn't mean that, a lot of the language for whether or not, for example, doing like a Let's Play is new original content is left ambiguous, mostly so that these companies, if they feel like they need to, can take action, and for the most part, as far as I understand it, 90% of cases you're okay and they'll leave you alone because you're producing new content that is effectively free advertising for them. And but even still, I wanted to do things the right way, so I've decided that my procedure is going to be to start with emailing the companies and asking for permission. And if they're gracious enough to grant me permission to do so, then you'll see content for some of these games pop up on my YouTube channel. And if they say no, then that's fine. That's that. It's like I respect that decision, and that's but hopefully I'm just looking to maybe find some other ways to produce different things, to produce art, and to keep you guys entertained, and maybe introduce you to something you wouldn't have seen otherwise. So That's it for now, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter and a few other places on the web, or support me via Patreon or Ko-fi. Zebra hugs!